Buddha. The term Buddha means the enlightened one. It refers to Siddhartha Gautama, who founded Buddhism over 2,500 years ago in what is now Nepal and India. Siddhartha was a prince who renounced his royal life to seek the truth about suffering and the nature of existence. After years of ascetic practices and meditation, he attained enlightenment while meditating under the Bodhi tree. This state of enlightenment, or Nirvana, is characterized by profound wisdom and compassion, free from ignorance, craving, and suffering. The Buddha spent the rest of his life teaching others how to achieve this state. He emphasized that anyone could become enlightened through following his teachings, known as the Dharma. The Buddha is not a deity but a guide who shows the path to enlightenment, emphasizing personal effort and understanding. His life and teachings form the foundation of Buddhism, which aims to help individuals realize their potential for enlightenment and contribute to the well-being of all sentient beings. Dharma. Dharma refers to the teachings of the Buddha, which provide a path to enlightenment and liberation from suffering. These teachings are based on the Buddha's insights into the nature of reality, the causes of suffering, and the way to overcome it. The Dharma is often summarized in the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. The Four Noble Truths diagnose the problem of suffering and prescribe a solution, while the Eightfold Path outlines practical steps to cultivate moral conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. The Dharma also includes countless other teachings and practices, such as meditation techniques, ethical guidelines, and philosophical discourses. It is considered a universal truth, applicable to all people regardless of their background or circumstances. Practicing the Dharma involves studying these teachings, reflecting on their meaning, and applying them in daily life. By doing so, individuals can transform their minds and lives, moving closer to the ultimate goal of Nirvana.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Sangha. The Sangha is the community of Buddhist monks, nuns, and lay practitioners who follow the teachings of the Buddha. It is one of the three jewels of Buddhism, alongside the Buddha and the Dharma. The Sangha provides support, guidance, and inspiration to its members, helping them stay on the path to enlightenment. Monks and nuns dedicate their lives to studying, practicing, and teaching the Dharma, often living in monastic communities. Lay practitioners, who maintain their everyday lives, also play a crucial role by supporting the monastic community in integrating Buddhist principles into their daily activities. The Sangha functions as a living embodiment of the Buddha's teachings, offering a collective wisdom and moral example. It also provides a sense of belonging and mutual encouragement, which is essential for maintaining motivation and progress on the spiritual path. The Sangha's role is not just to preserve and transmit the teachings but also to adapt them to contemporary contexts, ensuring their relevance and accessibility for future generations. Nirvana. Nirvana is the ultimate goal in Buddhism, representing a state of liberation from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara. It is characterized by the cessation of suffering and the extinguishing of the fires of greed, hatred, and ignorance. Achieving nirvana means realizing the true nature of reality and experiencing profound peace, wisdom, and compassion. It is not a place or a heaven but a profound transformation of consciousness. The word nirvana literally means to extinguish, like blowing out a candle, symbolizing the end of the ego and all its attachments. Reaching nirvana involves deep insight into the impermanent and interdependent nature of all things, leading to the eradication of all delusions and desires. While it is a challenging and rare attainment, the Buddha taught that it is within reach for anyone who diligently follows the path of ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. Nirvana represents the highest potential of human existence, a state of ultimate freedom and fulfillment. Karma. Karma is the law of cause and effect, which states that every action has consequences. In Buddhism, karma refers to intentional actions, thoughts, words, and deeds that create future experiences. Positive actions lead to beneficial outcomes, while negative actions result in suffering. Karma is not a system of reward and punishment but a natural principle of moral causation. It emphasizes personal responsibility in ethical behavior, as each individual shapes their destiny through their actions. Understanding karma encourages mindfulness and compassion, as every action impacts oneself and others. It also fosters a sense of interconnectedness and accountability, recognizing that one's actions contribute to the collective well-being. The concept of karma underscores the importance of cultivating wholesome qualities such as kindness, generosity, and wisdom, while avoiding harmful behaviors driven by greed, hatred, and delusion. By purifying one's karma through ethical living and spiritual practice, one can progress on the path to liberation and ultimately attain nirvana. Samsara. Samsara is the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that all beings are trapped in due to ignorance and desire. It is characterized by suffering and dissatisfaction due to the impermanent and unsatisfactory nature of worldly existence. In Buddhism, samsara is seen as a state of perpetual wandering through various realms of existence, including realms of gods, humans, animals, and hell beings, each with its own forms of suffering and pleasure. The cycle of samsara is driven by karma, where one's actions in previous lives determine the conditions of their future births. This endless cycle can only be broken by attaining enlightenment, which leads to nirvana. Understanding samsara motivates practitioners to seek liberation by following the Buddha's teachings. It also encourages compassion for all beings, as everyone is subject to the same cycle of suffering. The realization of samsara's nature highlights the importance of ethical conduct, meditation, and wisdom in breaking free from this cycle. By cultivating a deep understanding of the Four Noble Truths and following the Eightfold Path, individuals can overcome the ignorance and desires that bind them to samsara, ultimately achieving freedom and lasting peace. Bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is a being who has generated the aspiration to attain enlightenment not just for themselves, but for the benefit of all sentient beings. This path is central to Mahayana Buddhism and emphasizes compassion and selfless service. Bodhisattvas voluntarily delay their own full enlightenment to help others achieve it first, embodying the ideal of boundless compassion and altruism. The journey of a bodhisattva involves practicing the 6 perfections, paramitas, which are generosity, ethical conduct, patience, effort, concentration, and wisdom. These practices help develop the qualities necessary to assist others effectively. The ultimate goal of a bodhisattva is to become a Buddha, a fully enlightened being who can provide perfect guidance to all. Bodhisattvas are often venerated in Mahayana traditions, with some, like Avalokiteshvara, the embodiment of compassion, becoming iconic figures. For practitioners, the bodhisattva ideal serves as an inspiration to cultivate greater compassion and commitment to the welfare of others, reinforcing the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of collective liberation. Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths are the foundation of the Buddha's teachings and provide a framework for understanding and overcoming suffering. The first noble truth is the truth of dukkha, which acknowledges that suffering exists in various forms, including physical pain, emotional distress, and the inherent dissatisfaction in life. The second noble truth identifies the cause of suffering as tanha, craving or desire, which arises from ignorance and attachment to transient things. The third noble truth is the cessation of suffering, which asserts that it is possible to end suffering by eradicating desire and ignorance. The fourth noble truth outlines the path to end suffering, known as the Eightfold Path. This path consists of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Understanding and practicing these truths lead to a profound transformation of one's life. By recognizing the nature of suffering and its causes, individuals can cultivate the wisdom and ethical conduct necessary to overcome it. The Four Noble Truths offer a practical guide to achieving freedom from suffering and attaining spiritual enlightenment. Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is the practical guide to end suffering and achieve enlightenment, as outlined by the Buddha in the Fourth Noble Truth. It is divided into three main categories: wisdom, panna, ethical conduct, sila, and mental discipline, samadhi. Right view, understanding the nature of reality and the Four Noble Truths. Right intention, cultivating a commitment to ethical and mental self-improvement. Right speech, speaking truthfully and compassionately, avoiding lies, gossip, and harmful speech. Right action, acting in ways that are ethical and non-harming, such as refraining from killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Right livelihood, choosing a profession that does not harm others and is ethically positive. Right effort, cultivating positive states of mind and removing negative states. Right mindfulness, developing awareness of the body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. Right concentration, cultivating deep meditative states to focus the mind and develop insight. Following the Eightfold Path helps individuals to develop moral integrity, mental clarity, and wisdom. It is a comprehensive approach to personal and spiritual development, promoting a balanced and harmonious life. By practicing the Eightfold Path, one can gradually eliminate the causes of suffering and move towards the realization of Nirvana. Meditation, Bhavana. Meditation, or Bhavana, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice aimed at developing concentration, clarity, emotional positivity, and a calm, insightful understanding of the true nature of things. It involves various techniques to train the mind and cultivate mindfulness and awareness. There are two main types of meditation in Buddhism: samatha, calm abiding, and vipassana, insight. Samatha meditation, this practice aims to calm the mind and develop deep concentration. Techniques often involve focusing on a single object, such as the breath, a mantra, or a visual object. By maintaining sustained attention, practitioners can achieve states of profound tranquility and mental stability, known as jhanas. Vipassana meditation, this practice seeks to develop insight into the true nature of reality, particularly the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and non-self aspects of existence. Practitioners observe their thoughts, feelings, and sensations with clear, non-judgmental awareness, seeing things as they really are. Vipassana helps cultivate a deep understanding of the interdependent and transient nature of all phenomena. Regular meditation practice can lead to a transformation of the mind, reducing stress, enhancing emotional well-being, and fostering a sense of inner peace. It also lays the groundwork for deeper spiritual insights and the realization of nirvana. Meditation is not just a technique but a way of life that permeates all aspects of daily activities, encouraging continuous mindfulness and awareness. Mindfulness, Sati. Mindfulness, or Sati, is the practice of being fully present and aware in each moment, paying attention to thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment without judgment. It is a key aspect of the Eightfold Path and is fundamental to Buddhist meditation practice. Mindfulness involves observing experiences as they arise and pass away, acknowledging them without attachment or aversion. This practice helps individuals develop a clear and unbiased understanding of their own mind and the nature of reality. By cultivating mindfulness, one can break free from habitual patterns of thought and behavior that lead to suffering. Mindfulness can be practiced in formal meditation sessions and integrated into everyday activities, such as walking, eating, or even washing dishes. It encourages living in the present moment, rather than being lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. The benefits of mindfulness are profound, including improved mental clarity, emotional regulation, and overall well-being. It also serves as a foundation for deeper meditative practices and the development of wisdom, ultimately contributing to the path of enlightenment. Anatta. Anatta, or the doctrine of non-self, is a fundamental teaching in Buddhism that asserts there is no permanent, unchanging self or soul in living beings. According to this doctrine, what we consider to be the self is actually a collection of constantly changing physical and mental components, known as the five aggregates: form, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. This concept challenges the common belief in a fixed, enduring identity. It teaches that clinging to the idea of a permanent self leads to suffering because it creates attachment and desire, which are rooted in ignorance. By understanding Anatta, individuals can let go of ego-centered thoughts and behaviors, reducing suffering and fostering a sense of interconnectedness and compassion. Realizing the truth of non-self involves deep meditation and insight. It is not merely an intellectual understanding but a transformative experience that fundamentally changes one's perception of reality. This realization helps dissolve the illusion of separateness, promoting a more harmonious and compassionate way of living. Anicca. Anicca, or impermanence, is one of the three marks of existence in Buddhism, alongside dukkha, suffering, and anatta, non-self. It refers to the inherent transience of all phenomena, both physical and mental. Everything in the universe is in a constant state of flux, arising and passing away moment by moment. Recognizing impermanence helps individuals understand that attachment to anything, whether it be material possessions, relationships, or even one's own body and mind, leads to suffering. This is because everything we hold on to will inevitably change or dissolve. By accepting the impermanent nature of life, one can develop a more balanced perspective, reducing attachment and aversion. Embracing Anicca encourages living in the present moment and appreciating the fleeting nature of experiences. It also fosters resilience and adaptability, as one learns to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life with equanimity. Understanding impermanence is key to progressing on the path to enlightenment, as it helps dismantle illusions and cultivate true wisdom. Dukkha. Dukkha is often translated as suffering, unsatisfactoriness, or discontent. It is a core concept in Buddhism that describes the inherent dissatisfaction in life. Dukkha encompasses not only obvious forms of suffering such as pain, illness, and loss but also subtle forms of discomfort and unease that arise from the impermanent and interdependent nature of existence. The Buddha identified dukkha as the first of the Four Noble Truths, acknowledging that suffering is an intrinsic part of the human condition. This suffering is rooted in craving and attachment, which stem from ignorance about the true nature of reality. Even pleasurable experiences are tinged with dukkha because they are transient and cannot provide lasting fulfillment. Understanding dukkha motivates individuals to seek a deeper, more enduring form of happiness through spiritual practice and the pursuit of enlightenment. By recognizing the pervasive nature of dukkha, practitioners are encouraged to investigate the causes of their suffering and cultivate the path that leads to its cessation. This path involves ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom, as outlined in the Eightfold Path.